Hello friends, welcome to Secret of Electronics. In this video we will make a 4-bit serial in parallel out shift register using the DM74ALS74AN dual D flip-flop IC, and we will also learn how a serial in parallel out shift register works. This is the fundamental circuit diagram of the 4-bit serial in parallel out shift register. In this circuit you can see 3 inputs, clock, clear and data, as well as 4 outputs, QA, QB, QC and QD. Now in this simulation you can see that I closed the data switch, so plus 5 volt is applied to the data input of the serial in parallel out shift register. After this I applied plus 5 volt to the clock input by pressing the clock push switch for a short time. As a result you can see that we are getting plus 5 volt at the QA output and the output LED is also glowing. Now I have opened the data switch. After this you can see that when I apply plus 5 volt to the clock input by pressing the clock push switch, then we get plus 5 volt at the next output and the next LED also glows. Meanwhile we get 0 volt at the previous or last output and the previous or last LED is no longer glowing. This means that when I press the clock push switch, then the plus 5 volt is shifting from the QA output to the QD output. This is the circuit diagram of a 4-bit serial in parallel out shift register using the DM74ALS74AN dual D flip-flop IC. In this circuit you can see that the outputs and inputs are similar to the fundamental circuit diagram of a serial in parallel out shift register. A push switch with a 1 kilo ohm pull down resistor is connected to the D input of the first D flip-flop of the first DM74ALS74AN IC. Another push switch with a 1 kilo ohm pull down resistor is connected to the clock input of each D flip-flop of the DM74ALS74AN ICs. An additional push switch with a 1 kilo ohm pull up resistor is connected to the clear input of each D flip-flop of the DM74ALS74AN ICs. We are using a pull-up method on the clear inputs because the clear input of the DM74ALS74AN IC is active low. 4 LEDs with 220 ohm current limiting resistors are connected to each output A, B, C and D of the serial in parallel out shift register circuit. Now you can see that when I apply different input combinations, then the serial in parallel out shift register provides outputs corresponding to the input combinations. We can also clear or reset this serial in parallel out shift register by pressing the clear push switch.